Hello, beautiful people. So today, taking back our holistic health, how are we going to cultivate the holistic healing habits, focusing on the physical level? As we know, the products that we are products of our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual habits, or good or bad habits, depending on how we look at them, right? So we are a product of that. So we need to really become aware of what our habits are in those realms, right? Those 4 realms. So today I'm going to focus on the 3 pillars, or the three next pillars of the physical, of our physical health. Basically, the 101 of physical health. I covered the eating and drinking basics 101 yesterday in the video, and today I'm going to cover the 3 next pillars, which is the pillar of movement, sleep, and stressors. So I call this like an acronym EDMS, the EDMSS. So we can remember, excuse my frog in my throat, so we can remember that we have to focus on this, all of these aspects for holistic health, right? This was really, really vital. We are so much more capable than we know to prevent ill health. We are told we're not, we can't take our own, we can't take our own sovereignty, our own, to take responsibility for our own health. Unfortunately, it's not promoted. And this is the biggest myth in medicine that I would like to bust. We can do so much to prevent ill health by promoting good health habits and, having a basic 101, knowledge of how to actually improve your health. So yesterday I covered the eating and drinking basics, and today I'm going to move into movement, sleep, and stressors. So moving on with that, movement is medicine. So the more we move, the more health and healing we will have. And this is really, really basic to understand. I don't like the word exercise. I think it's been unfortunately created this sense of I have to do to get fit, to get thinner or whatever. But we're missing the basic point of movement, which is that if we don't move our bodies, energy stagnate. We get just like a stagnant river, or a pool that's been cut off from the flow. It will get moldy and whatever else it happens in the it stagnates. It's not mold, it starts to gather algae and various other things. It's not functioning, it's not healthy. So movement is vital for our system, and I suggest to my clients to move every single day, at least once every single day. So and to create, so it's not about necessarily losing weight or for exercise. In sense, it's movement medicine. I just try and kind of change the mindset a little bit. So as I said yesterday, every act that we do that's creating health and healing in our body is an act of love for our body. And the more love we give our body, the more our body becomes healthy. There's a good relationship with health and self-love, and acts of self-love. So movement medicine is a clear act of self-love to our body. So can we please take the opportunity, to do it every single day, just 10 minutes. It doesn't have to be a great big 1 hour at the gym if that's not what you like, right? It can be something that you enjoy doing, like getting excited, doing Pilates, going on yoga, doing a yoga course. There are so many things online now, so many great yoga teachers, free, giving free courses online, Pilates, you can just follow along. If you want something active and fast, I really like the Tabata style, which is like intermittent training. I have a 4-minute session that I do when I don't have time, or I feel like I haven't got time for a 20-minute session that I normally do in my day, in my morning. So there's really no excuses. Get some music that you like on your phone and just play it loud, and so you can just dance for 5-10 minutes. Just the movement of your body will create a healing, will create movement is medicine. It heals the body. It creates a movement. It creates from the physical level, your heart is pumping, so the blood is going around. I mean, it just makes sense, right? Toxins are being released, are able to move in and out of the cell tissues into the bloodstream. Obviously water is essential to fluid, give you the fluid to get the toxins out. It also boosts your mood. There's so much evidence about mood boosters and immune boosters with exercise or movement. It fights low moods and depression. So, and also with the fact is that we don't have in our immune system, there's no heart, there's no pump. So it's actually the movement of the muscles when we move that create the pump in our immune system, our lymphatic system. So, it's a must. It really is. So the best time to exercise, or the best time to do your movement medicine, is in the morning, because that's when we actually are the lowest in our mood. Kids can be sleeping, so you can just wake up 10 minutes early and just do a quick, jog on the spot, 20 jumping jacks, 5, it doesn't have to be a long thing. Just do it, right? Do it every single day. And also it helps to create a sense of, when you build a habit, if you do it daily, you don't have to worry about, what did it Monday and then Wednesday and then Friday, 3 times a week is the average people do it normally. Why not do it every single day? You reap the benefits. You don't have to think about it. You get into a routine, you get into a ritual. It becomes a beautiful act of self-love every single day. So, brisk walk in nature, best thing ever. Just keep it simple, fun, varied, and your body will start to ask for it. So I was sick for a couple of days, 10 days I think it was, with this really, really bunged up nose, and I had to stop my intense exercising. I do an intense exercise 3 times a week, and then I do various other different pieces of exercise or movement medicine every single day, from the Tabata style to yoga to walking in nature, dancing with my daughter, so and because I had to stop, because at a few days of those times I just literally, I was out, and I was exhausted, so I didn't do anything. And then I could see after about 4 days that my mood had dropped. My emotions were more dysregulated. I was more irritable. I was like feeling like, normally I have a high vibe. I keep my vibrations high deliberately with practices of discipline, and exercise is part of that discipline routine that I love to do every single day. And so it just means I just felt low in energy, and I felt low in emotions and mood, right? So, it just gets us moving, just gets everything going. And of course, the release of endorphins that boost our mood are, evident. And so everything just starts to move more fluidly when we move, right? So you choose any type of movement that you love, vary it, just do it every single day. And also try and do, but the best time is in the morning. It doesn't have to be the morning, but it gives you a boost. It gives you that, kind of boost in the morning to, as I was saying, there's no excuses. There really isn't. You can do so many different things in variety. And it's really is about giving yourself the love, just as you take your car for service, do a service to yourself every single day. we owe it to ourselves. We really do. And also, if you're sitting a lot during the day, I take a break every hour. I get up, I walk around, I do 10 squats and 10 jumping jacks, and then sit down and start working again. It breaks the cycle. It gives your energy a boost. It makes you feel less painy or irritable in your back or whatever, your spine. It just refreshes everything. So it's like a refresh, basically. So with that said, I'm going to move on now to the next pillar of the 5, which is sleep. And sleep obviously is a vital part of our healing. We do heal through sleep. We are, for vibrant health and holistic health, sleeping is a very important part. We need that time to rejuvenate and relax, and and so the quality of the sleep and the duration of the sleep is important. It should be, the circadian rhythms are very important in our daily life, in our health as well. So with the light, if you're going opposite, obviously it's not helpful to your body. The majority of us need about 7 to 8 hours of sleep, but of course that depends on the individual. But have that as a basis, unbroken as possible. I know, having a 6-year-old, she doesn't sleep generally throughout the whole night. She generally has some kind of, then it's difficult to always wake up. And I'm so blessed and grateful when I do get a full night's sleep. But there are things that you can do to help with sleeping better. For example, no screens before bedtime. The light from the screen really does stimulate our brain, and it's watching TV until you're like zombified and falling asleep is not necessarily the best for our sleep, for deep sleep. So if you have a screen habit, it's a really, really bad habit to have. Try and break it before sleep. And we really need to have an hour actually of without screen time before bed, so that our brain can detox and calm down from the very, very stimulating from the stimulation of the light. And also try not to drink a lot of water or tea before you go to bed. Like I said before, water is best to be drunk in the morning until the afternoon, late afternoon, slowing it down towards the evening. But if you need to, have a couple of sips, so that you're not having to pee, in the middle of the night, basically. So the sleep, that's kind of pretty much self-sufficient. The environment. So environment is basically we have to start limiting our toxins, the toxins that are in our environment. And we have a lot to do. We can do a lot to limit the toxins. Obviously, we can't do a lot to the environment, with planes, toxins, pollution, whatever, if you're living in a city, if you're living in farming environments, with all the chemicals that they're spraying on things like that. But what we can do is we can reduce the toxins, chemical toxins that are in our personal environment. So in our house, basically. Fluoride, for example, is a known neurotoxin that is still, there's lots and lots of evidence that's showing that it's not well tolerated in the body, and it's a neurotoxin, and so should be avoided. So take that out of your toothpaste if it's in there, or buy toothpaste that's not fluoride. That's one thing we can do. Check your water, make sure it's not got chemicals in it, leads and things like that. Filter it. You can get a test done so you can check. Household cleaning products have a lot of chemicals, so choose ones that are less harmful, more natural for your environment, also for the planet Earth, right? And all these things help. And the cosmetics and products that we use on our skin have a lot of chemicals inside as well. So choose natural alternatives, so that we can actually reduce the intake of our body of the chemicals in our body, right? So there are so many known carcinogens that they still put in various, skin products and hair products. Talking about hair, do you like my new haircut? I generally don't put products on my hair, and I don't put products on my skin except for natural things that I have made or buy from friends or colleagues that I know that are making their natural based products. There's a lot of marketing stuff out there, so it's really, really important to be aware that all these big companies generally don't have they generally have a lot of chemicals toxins inside their products, even though they don't say it. So generally, that's a kind of rule of thumb. Also, the electromagnetic waves, the EMFs that we have in our household. Again, if you're living in a city, it's difficult to limit them, but you can limit them in your own apartment. So turn them off, like printers and cordless or wireless things. Turn them off before bed, if possible. Whenever possible, limit. Trying to turn off as many things as you can, which all release EMFs, which affect the immune system and various other nervous system and things like that. So that's all very, very, those are things that you can do to start to take responsibility and to remove things from your life which may be stressing. So reduce external stresses as much as possible. So reduce screen time, especially before bed. Turn off TVs. News, fear-producing news is one of the most incredible stressors in our body. Bad news sells, and so you rarely get given the good news in the world. So seek it. Find other alternative news networks that actually release positive information, positive news, because there's a lot going on that we just don't hear about. So really try and just turn off your TV. Will help to reduce stress in your body, which and create a sense of safety, because all chronic illnesses and diseases because our body is not in safety. So we're cultivating safety. So as you can go back and see in many of my other videos how I explain it, the mind-body syndrome or TMS. So there is a war at the moment on our attention, and as they have our attention with the negative news, advertising, all this kind of stuff that we listen to and hear around, the next big thing is going to come, the next big this, the next big that, fear. It really, they have our emotions, and once they have our emotions, they have our mind, basically mind control. And because our attention is now on the thing that they want us to think about or feel about, and it's basically we no longer have our freedom. So just be aware that there is a war on our attention. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. So just be aware of that too. So really be conscious about where you want to put your energy and from which part of watch TV program or which news or whatever you want to watch. Just turn your news off, and just look for good quality news rather than TV news. What else did I want to say about that? So this is not an exhausted list of physical habits to build that we can actually create holistic health, but it is a bit of 101, so we can start to change. And as I said in my other videos, a system for change, for optimizing and actualizing and automating, right? So we can do things to start to optimize and automate our health. And one of the best ways you can automate your health, basically meaning that it starts to run on autopilot, because we are a product of our subconscious mind programs, and all habits are in the subconscious mind, right? So if we can start to upgrade those habits and put them in our subconscious mind, we don't have to think about them. We just do them. So now drinking water with lemon in it every single morning, warm water with lemon in it is my default. Is just a hot habit. But doing exercise every single morning and doing my meditation every single day is a habit. I love it. I do it. I know it's an act of self-love. It's automated, right? I don't have to think about it. These upgrading our habits to mini power habits is one of the best things that you can start to do. And I have a system, a very simple system, an effective, simple system that really gets people and my clients really active in their consciously putting in new habits. You write a list of habits, and I've said some things here that you might have triggered you, or to think about what that's interesting, I could upgrade that particular habit. So you write a list of habits that you want to put into your life generally, and habits that you want to take out, so bad habits that you have. And once a month you choose one in habit and one out habit. So you replace the in habit with the bad habit. Or if you're really keen, you can choose two. But we want to create a safety. We want to throughout this change, because change for the system is uncomfortable. It's dangerous. It's something new. It's not known. So we don't want to create too much influx or of change of habits, because your system will get kind of overwhelmed. But so keep it simple. Make sure that you set yourself up for success rather than failure by keeping the habits really simple and every single day, so that it just becomes automated. You do it for 1 month, right? So you choose a habit at the beginning of the month, you do it for 1 month, and you implement a new habit every single month. Your life and your health and will radically improve over a period of time, and you won't even notice it. You won't even notice the stress of thinking, oh no, I have to do this, now I have to do that, right? So get really active about it, and start taking responsibility. Take your health back. Take your health into your own hands, and take your health and healing responsibility for that. Enlist a friend. So tracking and keeping yourself accountable with an accountability buddy is a beautiful thing to do for yourself and for others, for the collective whole. It's shown that if you say out loud to somebody else, and that person is also in the healing game, the health game, then actively taking responsibility for the habits, then you're setting yourself up to win, and helping a buddy doing the same thing. So it's not about telling people off or doing anything. It's just about, like, if you say it, then you're more likely to do it. That's the game, basically. It's really simple. So accountability buddy. And if you need help with that, by the way, let me know in the chat. And I've got loads of, I've got a great community of people. You can join my Healing Growing Community Sisterhoodship. People are holding each other accountable for their next step in their health. And, it's a really beautiful environment. Starting to take steps to your self-healing and self-healthing is really, really, really beautiful. Love, active self-love, and active love to our planet Earth and the collective whole as well. So let's start taking our health back, and really being aware of the the basic health steps that we can take, so that we can actually create the health that we deserve, right? So with that, I'm going to love you and leave you. And tomorrow I'm going to talk about tomorrow I've got a live going on. So I'm going to talk more about automating your health. And I'm going to go into the mental and emotional and spiritual health. Remember, we have like 4 areas in our lives that we have to maintain. We have to maintain health. And the physical health was covered in this and last video. And then I'm going to go into mental, emotional, and spiritual health. So please bear with me, be excited about the opportunity for you to take responsibility for your health. And I hope that this has invited you and inspired you and, to make the next step. If you need any help, let me know. I'm always here. And again, if you need an accountability buddy, let me know. Let me partner you up with somebody so that you can do this together in community. Lots and lots of love, and I'll see you next time. Bye.